With the hydraulic system working properly, there's only one thing left to do with the Deadwood, and that's do the clutch plates. I've been nursing those old clutch plates around for a long time, so hopefully a brand new set of clutch plates will finish the last thing that needs to be done. Finally, everyone, the Deadwood's day has come. We got the clutch, we're going to pack it, we're going to put it together, and we're going to take it for a ride. I'm getting pretty good at this now because I've taken it apart so much, but I've never packed the clutch before. So let's do it. I'm excited to do it, and I'm just going to wing it. Yeah, let's pack it. So I also have these sheets here. I'm going to use as my guide. Highlighted all the weird ones. Highlighted the different numbers there, so we can make sure we get it done right. I've got that to go by. And when I say I've never packed a clutch before, it's I've never packed a brand new clutch. I've taken clutches apart to clean them and try to get them back together because I've never spent the money on a new clutch before. But this one definitely needs it. So I've got the old one right here. I pulled it out, and I was going to try to tear it apart. And all of those little, on the inside here, there's little screws in there, and they're all stripped, and everything went to hell. So I was like, this is a good sign, and I have a whole new thing. And so we're just going to put a brand new everything in here. So we're going to start. Now, some people soak them, some people dip them, some people rub them. I don't know what the real answer to this is. I'm a dipper. Put them in there, give them a good rub, and just put them on here. That's what I've been told by people who've done this, so I'm going to do it that way. Whether it's right or wrong is I don't know. We can debate that later. Right now, let's just do it. Let's okay. So we're going to start with our list here and go through the things. So we have the situation, a ring situation, which is number 6, which is called the seat judder spring, and then the judder spring, right? So on here already, I have the, let's see if we can get this other one down. Maybe if I get close, you can see it. So I've got it on there. It's just suctioned down there because of the oil that I've been putting everything. There we go. Okay, so I got the shutter situation and the spring on there. Cool. So next is the number 8 friction plate, which is part number 4290005. And there should be a blue tab ID on there. I don't know what that means. Let's see. So this one is 005. Boom, boom, boom. And this is the judder spring friction. And look at that. A blue tab. Go finger. You know what I mean? Okay, well, let's get this off here. And we'll get the old nippers out. Give it a little nip. I'm going to save these because I like them. So now we got this bad boy that goes on there next. But first, we're going to dip it in oil. And I have this thing here just soaking in oil. Just give it a good take it out, let it drip dry a little bit, and we'll put that on there. And that should fit over the spring there. Cool. Okay, so that's on there now. And now we need one of these steel friction plates, part number 4290007. 4290007. Do the same with that. We'll clip that. Keep that over there because I like it. This wire off. And I have not checked any of these things out to make sure I have enough of it or whatever. I'm just going for it. So we may get partway through this thing and everything might go to hell, but who knows. Now we have our friction plate, and screw it, let's dip that too. Wee! Wee! A good dipperoonie. Boom. Look at that. Making progress. Then the spring thing. So now the spring thing here, I don't know what it's called, but we should have a name for it right here. 10 is 4290011. And that is spring clip. So according to the situation, it goes around there and there's a little groove. Now somewhere in here is the hole for it. Aha, there it is. There's a hole. And we'll start by putting one end in there, popping it in, and it is kind of a good snap to it. So you really get it in there. And then feed that wire around. We get to the other side here. Get it in there first, Get it in there all the way around. And then it goes in the exact same hole. Okay, so I use this little guy to pop it in there. It's dull. That one I broke the tip off. You might want to use a little punch or something. But so now that clip goes all the way around in the groove there, and then pop in the hole all the way in. Bam! Now we got our first level done. Now it goes 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9 for a while. Let's see how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 number 11s, which are 4299006, which are brown tab friction discs. Some people call them discotti. I don't know if that's true. I just made that up. Nobody calls it discotti. Okay, so this should be a brown tab. Oh, wait, you don't believe me? 0006, 0006, number 11s. There's quantity 7 on there. Yeah, looks pretty good. Not bad. So now we're going to alternate, according to this friction disc, steel plate, friction, steel, until we've used 7 of these, I think. Let me count one more time because I'm paranoid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 11s. Hey, that's easy to remember. Okay. Let's see. Wait. Yep, brown tab. I'm gonna call that reddish brown. But yeah, I love this part of doing stuff. Give the old dipper. Give it the old dipper dooble. We'll line up the tabs. And then we're gonna throw in another number 9 here. In case you're wondering, I'm using, I don't have the bottle, but I'm using the, when my brain starts working, the Amsoil V-Twin oil that I use, and it comes, everybody recommends. That's what I'm dipping it in. And I used a real clean pan so I can save this, and I'm still going to run it through. I have some funnel filters. I'm going to run it through anyway, but because that's going straight back in the bike. Listen, this thing is eating so much oil, but this is the way it is. 4. Oops, I dropped them.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 oh no, oh no, oh no, no, no.
Okay, so now that we've done 7 of those, and we end on the friction, we're going to do another number 9, and then number 12. Okay, so now number 12 is part number 4290022, and that's friction disc green tab 0022. My nippers. My little nip. Okay, this is green tab. What was the other one say? Blue. Anyway, the other one we need is 13, which has a blue tab. What is this? That one's blue. So they call this one green, but it looks black to me. It's got these little grooves on there. Whatever that's worth. I literally have no idea what that's for. Green, black, it's all the same. And then we're going to throw in that's the 12. We do this one here. Then number 13. Right, we did 12. Right, 13. And I'm missing a disc. Why do I have an extra disc? Do some counting after this, because I did 11, and I did 12, which is the green tab, and then 13, which is the blue tab. We got an extra situation. Okay. So this one is 130004. Give the old dip, got the blue tab. And that one is always offset for some reason. And everything I've ever done. So why start now? But now let's count before we put that on, because I got this plate here and I don't know if I have just an extra one or what. So we went the springs, friction plate, metal plate. Friction plate, metal plate. Friction, metal, friction, metal. Oh shit, see, look what I did. Wasn't paying attention. Jesus Christ. Look at that. Now, we almost fucked this whole thing up. Jesus Christ, like I want to tear this thing apart one more friggin' time. Isn't 13 times enough? I don't know how many times I've actually done it, but it's a lot. Let's see now. Let's try again. Friction plate with the tab, and then steel friction, 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 steel friction. Now, okay, so next it's got the pressure plate and this little spring situation in there. So I pulled it out a little bit so you can see it. So that goes on top. Any old place, I assume. Boom. Okay, so now you got the little ring in there. Then you got the 2 springs. With alternating teeth. Cool. So now we got 2 springs with alternating teeth. And then we put the cup and the bolts in. Okay. There's nothing in there. I'm gonna dip those too. for gits and shiggles, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Now I'm going to take these gloves off. Now I have this multi-tool situation, and for some reason this one has the tightest feeling, whatever size is this piece? No, 5/64, I guess, I don't know, of all my sets. So we're going to use this one. And these little bolts are bears. I trying to get them out without stripping them is a feat. So I haven't really found a good way of doing that yet. So I'm sure one of you knows, and I would appreciate you telling me a good way to get them out. There's some way to compress the spring a little bit, you know, so it's not so tight. Whatever it is, I definitely need to learn how to do it, because I'm sure there's a way to, compress it, but I don't know what that tool is, and I don't know what the torque is either. I have no idea. Can't imagine it's much. So these ones I just kind of put in and kind of just tighten them slowly in a pattern until they come to a stop. And then I hate using these things too. They are now tightened down. That part stresses me out. Anyway, so now that those are in, we will now, we got the bearing in, got the thing. Now we got to do is put this in case you were curious. 4290015. Fuck it, dip it in oil. Right? Put this piece of shit in. Clean my hands up real quick so they're not slippery. The project has been fun and I've learned a lot, right? But at the same time, I want this thing to shift correctly. And what we're seeing now is that it'll still swell a bit, but it actually stops now. So, it'll get to the point where if the handle doesn't quite come all the way back, and then the next morning it'll be fine. So we're real close, and so I'm going to change the only thing that's left to change, and we'll see how that do. Let's try not to die using the old Jesus clips. I just learned recently why they are called Jesus clips. I thought they were called Jesus clips because of the holes. I don't know, like a stigmata situation. I don't know, I thought it was that. But apparently it's because they fly off and you go, Jesus! I learned that. Try to get this. Boom! Okay. So all the way in, all the way around. I just like to check a bunch of times. Oh, well, I guess we're ready to slide it in. Slide it in and go get this thing on a little bit of a trip today, huh? Before it gets too dark. I did an awful job relining these things. Okay. Oof.
2,000 years later.
So I went and heat tested everything with my heat gun, and we're at 107 degrees at this at the adjustment screw here. So if the clutch was actually, being hot, it would be 500-600 degrees or whatever. You could smell it, you could feel it. It would really come through here. So I'm pretty sure it's not mechanical at this point, because when I bleed this, it'll go right back to normal. So it seems to get worse as I'm going downhill, though, which is what's another real weird thing. But that's also about when I'm really warming stuff up. So I haven't really narrowed that down. But what happens, and you've seen before, I open this and it blows out of here, real high pressure. Well, I did it last time, and I always did it with the handle down, because I'm on a road and I can't be bleeding this thing. So I do it like to not introduce air, but to release the pressure. So I did it the other day at home. I opened it up, and there was still a good amount of pressure in there after like 3 days of sitting in the garage. And it didn't go down, it didn't get better. So what I'm going to do is I have to find somewhere in here, I have to find where the pressure is. So I know it's here, right? We know it's here. I've been bleeding that. I've been doing this whole time. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack the banjo bolt at the bottom here and see if there's pressure here. I have a sneaking suspicion there is, but we need to rule it out. And the clutch, it doesn't get any harder or any softer. It just engages later and later and later. Clutch starts slipping, I bleed it, everything goes back to normal. So let's see if the pressure is right here. I'm strategically parked over dirt for this to help soak it up. Watch your eyes, y'all. So yeah, that's not very pressurized. It's kind of the regular amount that should come out there. So now, let's see what happened to this by doing that. It did seem to release the pressure, but we're going to test this top one anyway again. See if there's any left. No. So that did seem to relieve the pressure there. So I'm still at a loss, guys. I don't know what to do here, because it's weird that if you bleed it, it just goes straight back to normal. So it makes me think it's not mechanical. And so we put brand new everything on here. That doesn't mean it's not bad. Alright, back to the drawing board, everybody.